The 4-quadrant retirement plan. If you have 2 of these 4, I can almost guarantee you you're going to be just fine in retirement. I've done this video before, but it's been a while, so I want to do it again because it's that important. It's that important. Because I talk to so many people. All right, let me get one. Let me get the PVC pipe of knowledge. The 4-quadrant retirement plan. All right. If you all know what the 4 quadrants are, if I get that to stick, if you know what the 4 quadrants are, put them in the show notes. Say, what are the 4 quadrants? So I got to put this over here. All right, so we're going to draw this up. You guys ready? I mean, this is freaking revolutionary. That's why you paid me the big bucks, your old buddy Josh, because I bring you the revolutionary stuff no one else does. I mean, this literally, you got to have a PhD in econometrics and astrophysics. Astrophysicist, oh my goodness. Oh boy. All right, the 4 quadrants. You ready? Quadrant 1, debt. Quadrant 2, pension. All right, you guys ready for this? This is freaking revolutionary, dude. You got debt, right? Pension. No debt, no pension. What we want is we want this right here. If you have debt, no debt and a pension, I don't even care how big the pension is. I can almost guarantee you're going to be able to retire. Almost guarantee. Some people will say, what about if that's an annuity? Not the same. Not the same. The reason why, I mean, you could make the case that annuities, but from my perspective as a professional who's been doing this for a long, since 1998, amigos, 1998. A pension is not the same as an annuity because a pension requires longevity at work, whereas an annuity does not. You can bounce around place to place to place and have $1 million, and if you put $500,000 into an annuity, you'll probably be okay, and that will work here. Generally speaking, it doesn't happen nearly as much as people who have a pension. People who have a pension pay no debt. There's a reason they do that. They're basically frugal. They kept their heads down. That doesn't mean if you bounce around that you can't have a successful retirement. But generally speaking, the people who have a pension, they have no debt. And the reason is because they stay at their job. They kept their head down. They freaking kept their nose clean. They, like I always say, 3 things. Same wife, same house, same job. You have those 3 things, I can almost guarantee you're going to be able to retire. Because longevity is basically not a contentment is what it is. They might not like their job, but they're like, I'm content enough to stay there for a long time. I cannot tell you how many people have run numbers. I can almost guarantee every single time, if you have no debt and a pension, you're going to be okay. But my pension is only $250 a month. That's your Medicare Part B and Part D right there. I mean, yes, it's not. Most pensions are not adjusted for inflation, I grant you, but still, $250 a month, that's your Medicare payments. Or a portion thereof, guaranteed. That's just all there is to it. So if you have debt and you have a pension, does that mean you can't retire? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means if you have debt, that is another cash flow that you're going to have to come up with. And cash flow is what? Taxable income to you. So if you have debt, we got to develop some cash flow, maybe above and beyond your pension, to pay that debt. I was working with a guy, was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. And he has a mortgage, and his mortgage is at the end of the amortization schedule. So I think he was only paying like $900 a year in interest or something like that, not much, and like $15,000 a year in principal. And he's like, should I pay it off? And no, we don't want him to pay it off because while he's still working, we don't want to pay it off. But he's not paying much in interest, but that's not the point. The point is he still has to generate the cash flow. Well, that's not cash flow. He still has to generate the cash flow to pay off the debt. And that cash flow is still subject to income tax. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the issue about the debt comes in handy is if you don't have any debt, you don't have to generate the cash flow to pay off that debt. Even if the debt isn't costing you any, if not much money in terms of this guy, his mortgage wasn't very expensive from an interest perspective, but it was expensive from a cash flow perspective because he has to generate the cash flow to pay off the mortgage, even though he's basically paying all principal. Doesn't matter. He's still got to pay the bank. Bank's going to get theirs, man. So what we have here is we have no debt. We don't have the excess cash flow to generate to cover the debt. If you have a pension, a lot of times that will give you a pretty good leg up in terms of how much cash flow you need. It might not pay all of your cash flow needs, but generally speaking, a lot of times a pension will because you don't have any mortgage debt anymore, no car loans, your kids are out of the house, you don't have to feed 4 teenagers like your old buddy Josh. You see what I'm saying? a lot of times that pension will give you a pretty, might cover all of your expending needs. You know, obviously it depends on how much it is. The more the pension covers, the less your portfolio is at risk. If your pension is covering 60% of your income needs, your portfolio is only needed 40%. If you don't have a pension, your portfolio's got to give you the 100%. Now, this is without Social Security, by the way, grant you, but I'm just saying, the more your pension is, the less your portfolio is at risk. Because again, the risk of your portfolio is you're spending down your money when the market's going down. This right here, man, it works like a charm. And if that's you and you're sitting there, I got no debt, I got a pension, I'm 58 years old, I don't know if I can retire. I can almost assure you you can. I can almost assure you you can. All right, love your thoughts. God bless. We'll see you.